to the Anime Zone for Life. I'm Eli.
And Ben.
And today we have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Tui. I'm actually pretty new to anime, so I'm not going to know very much, but I'm definitely excited to learn more and watch more.
That's good.
Awesome. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. So wait, new to the anime, like watching it, or because I know you watch manga, read manga.
Yeah. I've been reading manga a lot for a lot of my life, actually. I didn't get into anime because earlier I just didn't have a lot of access to it, and now I do. I just don't know what to watch.
That happens to every newcomer coming in.
Totally true. You gotta experiment. But from what you have watched, like what type of genre do you watch most so far?
I think I'm definitely leaning towards action and adventure. Of course, that's pulls in a lot of people, but rom-coms and other more dramatic animes have been really interesting me recently.
That's awesome. Yeah, I myself. I mean, it didn't take very long for me to decide that rom-com was my favorite genre.
Yeah.
I watch them all the time.
I think you and me watch them so much that it's getting to the point where it's like we're trying to find something
we have to
new.
Search for something new. We've seen so many of them.
We've seen so many, but really, I do like the action adventure because I started on Trigun, I started on Cowboy Bebop, I started on Inuyasha. I started with those animes because that's what I grew up with, and then I really got into the action adventure with Fullmetal Alchemist, both series. First one has its moments, but the second one, Brotherhood, sucked me in. It literally sucked me in for the whole genre.
I started with, the basics, DBZ. That was like my first, but I wasn't really even into it even then. Until my good friend over here, Eli, decided that he wanted to show me a couple episodes of Fullmetal Alchemist. And then he just started a wildfire.
I did not start him on the original. I started him on Brotherhood. I have been yelled at for that, not starting him on the original. But I don't think with the original he would have liked it.
I went back to the original after I saw Brotherhood.
There you go. Yeah. So really, what are you looking out for anime? Like, what are you what do you want to see out of anime?
When you search for an anime, what do you search for?
Exactly. Thank you.
At first, I look for things that are similar to ones that I've already watched and liked, like Naruto and One Piece, of course, the popular ones. But I recently got into these video game-based anime that, I don't know, just the idea of being sucked into a different world that I myself have immersed myself in all the time. It's just intriguing. I want to watch it, and so anime like Log Horizon and No Game No Life, I really like those type of anime, and I'm looking for more anime like that to fall into and really just lose the time.
So, like, these aren't like the ones that I'm about to suggest. They don't suck you into video game, but they're fantasy. They suck you in. These people go from one dimension to another. I've got Berserk. It's alright. It's not the best.
It's like a Dark Souls anime.
Yeah.
But you know your characters, and they're really connected to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I know you're a big fan of, like, Dark Souls series. It's like that. That's how I watched it. I looked at it as a Dark Souls. But it's very bloody. You have to be willing to take the gore.
Yeah, that's true. But it's good.
I honestly found it, like, enjoyable to watch the first time. But after, like, a few times, it's good. It's not, like, the greatest I've watched. I give it, like, a 7 out of 10.
There's one that I really like, Drifters. Drifters, I mean, the art style is kind of rough.
It is. If you don't like the art style, you will be, like, drifting away from it.
But, I mean, I had to watch the entire first episode, but after watching the first episode, I got hooked to it. This guy is a samurai, and he's protecting his homeland but I don't remember who's attacking it. But these soldiers are attacking it, and he's got to keep it protected. And he goes into this battle, and then he sends his soldiers away because he's outnumbered. So he sends his soldiers away to go back to the homeland where there's more soldiers so that none of his men will die. And pretty much sacrifices himself to kill the enemy leader. He ends up succeeding, but almost dying himself. And this other dimension decides that they like him, so they pull him out of his dimension and push him into this new world. And it turns out that two other heroes in 200 and 400 years before him also had the same thing happen to them, and that's why they just disappeared in history. So he gets sent into this elfish land, and he ends up saving some townspeople from martyrs, and these people end up calling him these three people drifters because they're from another dimension, and these drifters have to help protect all these people from the I don't remember the
name of it, but it's like
really good.
He gets taken from his like Japanese root area to a more medieval style. So it makes it interesting to see how his fighting style is so different in the new dimension he goes into.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really good.
So with Naruto, you said you liked it. How do you feel about Boruto?
I personally really like Boruto. I think it's kind of coming off the bias of Naruto. Of course, I'm gonna like Boruto at first, but I really want to give it some room to breathe. But until I have a really good feel of Boruto itself, I just kind of have to love it, based on just all the years I spent watching and reading Naruto.
And there's been a confirmed that with the show, they're not going with the manga. So they're two different stories. So because the manga is going off what, the movie? Yeah, it's going off the movie as far as I remember.
Yeah, the manga is it was following the movie, but I think they just recently started actually printing out original content, like the new content of Boruto.
Okay.
After what happens after the movie ends.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's good.
So like the beginning scene that you see in Boruto, that's in the manga. That's the beginning scene of the very first manga book. So I don't know if they're going to keep drifting away from the manga or if they're going to push themselves back in. I have no idea.
That would be interesting to see where it goes, because right now they're on the 3rd episode, releasing the 4th this Wednesday, and to me, I find the show lacking something. It's lacking something that I don't know what it's lacking, but for me, it's not there yet.
I think there's this big kind of air of happy-go-lucky, right? Where Boruto, there's not really anything challenging him being content in not
like I can't connect to Boruto because I connected so strongly to Naruto. When I first watched Naruto, he was alone, he was depressed. Couldn't help but feel bad for him because nobody paid attention to him. Boruto, he's the Hokage's son. He gets all the attention he needs. He gets praise galore from everybody. So right now, it's just really, really, really hard for me to connect to Boruto.
I feel like
I connect more to Sarada than I do Boruto because...
And Sarada hasn't had really any screen time. She's probably had, less than a minute?
Yeah, well, she had quite a bit in the 2nd episode, but still, I'm hoping that I can connect more to Boruto, but right now, there's
nothing.
I can't connect.
There's something to grasp there. It's just a lot of, his privilege he's had.
Yeah.
Because his father busted his ass to get where his son is today. And his son has done nothing. He doesn't know what work is, really.
It's also interesting how they've integrated modern life into it, where it's the ninja course isn't mandatory anymore.
30 years of
20, I think, actually.
It's like 20 years between when Naruto ends and Boruto begins. It's like,
and now there's businesses,
there's TVs and video games and computers, rail cars.
It's like in Naruto's time, scrolls by bird was the biggest thing.
By bird and lizard and
Anything you could get a scroll to, it was literally you were writing everything. And in 20 years' time, it literally changed. At one point in the show, the guy said the war ended 10 years before their class. And I'm like, wait, what? Really? This technology is this advanced after 10 years? What, were they just sitting on it waiting for everything to end? They were using people to translate stuff from like different areas of the world so that they could get communications on what's the status. Now you can go like probably live stream it.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. They don't need to anymore, so they don't. It's really interesting. What I think is really cool is that there's a kid that got held back grades
several times.
Yeah, several times
because he can't pass his regular classes.
Yeah, which is cool. That integration into it, so you have to be able to do the normal things as well as be a ninja and fight and stuff, which is cool, but it's also weird to me because in Naruto you didn't have to be really smart, you just had to be able to fight and strategize, and then you can make it through.
Well, it's peacetime during the show, so
it is peacetime.
So basically they want you to be able to have the knowledge and be a ninja at the same time.
Yeah.
So when a war happens, you can be ready with it. But in Naruto's time, they were in the middle of conflict all the time. It was literally conflict after conflict after conflict. So they were like, okay, we're just gonna focus on the ninja stuff. You'll get smart over time. That's how they were portraying it. You'll learn how to strategize. You will open your mind to the situations that you're in, not just you're gonna be book smart. Plus, you're gonna learn that out on the field.
But it's not mandatory. Like the ninja, learning how to be a ninja and a shinobi is no longer mandatory. Like you can just do the other courses if you want and not learn how to fight, which is weird to me. You know, it being a sequel to Naruto. I guess comparing it to Naruto is kind of always gonna happen, even though maybe we shouldn't. Just to kind of let it be its own thing, but.
We can let it be its own thing, but the thing is, you'll never get rid of that tying into Naruto.
You can't let it be its own thing. Think about Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super. Nobody ever keeps it as its own thing. Dragon Ball Z, people are always complaining that Dragon Ball Super is different than Dragon Ball GT. But they're completely different sets. I mean, GT wasn't even canon. Everything that came out in GT was a bunch of bullcrap that the studio decided to release because they wanted more Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's really what happened.
Everything is going to be compared to its previous predecessor. It's just going to happen.
Yeah, I find that interesting how like we're getting all these new series. Like we're getting Boruto, we're getting more seasons of all the shows we watched as kids. Like we watched Attack on Titan, 2013 when it came out first, subbed.
Yeah.
And then announced the dub, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Now they're releasing season 2. I'm like, what's gonna happen? It's getting more intense. They've upped their game on like brutality. They really did.
They did that on purpose.
Yeah, they really did because they're really in the middle of a war.
Well, it shows a lot in the manga too. The straight up hardcore brutality, the gore, it doesn't get sugar coated.
No, it doesn't.
No, this show is not a sugarcoat show. Like season 2, the people who are watching season 2 know what they're getting themselves into. If you're watching season 2 without watching season 1, you should turn around, go back to episode 1, and begin that. Because if you're starting season 2 with a friend, you need to know what's happening. Not just a summary of it. You need to realize that this show is blood and gore. And it's going to get to the murdering finest. Where you're going to see people literally being decapitated. Every type of mutilation is going to happen. And really, with like the what's out right now for the new season, I'm like really anticipating like what's going to happen. Because where they ended it was just so... I hate cliffhangers. Watching week by week is like putting a salt in a wound every week. And just torturing yourself.
I don't mean to drift away from things that we've been watching for a while, but what do you guys... it feels like there's this new wave of animes coming out, right? Like with One Punch Man and My Hero Academia and other anime like that are these kind of like newer ones that just got started, but they seem like they might have the potential to really become something.
Actually, I enjoy watching My Hero Academia. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I do too. It's great. And
He's not a very powerful kid at all, but you know he's gonna grow just like every other hero you see in any shonen anime. It's just he's gonna grow. So
I love that he was quirkless to begin with, and then he ended up finding some way somehow he ended up getting to be a part of this society where superpowers are normal. They're the norm, and without having them,
it's pretty much everything.
Yeah,
you have to have a power.
Yeah,
exactly. Like there's just regular jobs that you need powers to have, and it's really cool how they set up the world around superpowers in that anime. And the second season's going on. Oh, the second season. It's more like season 1, part 2.
Yeah.
That's going on right now. They're releasing new episodes. It's really awesome. They're going through this. I don't remember what they call it, sports trials, something like that.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Olympics. But
okay.
For these like middle schoolers that are learning how to use their powers and how to become heroes, and they have to try to impress people that are already heroes so that they can maybe mentor them to become heroes themselves as they grow up. It's really cool. It's really good. It's awesome.
Actually, that sounds a lot like a Wattpad story you used to read. That Eternal Courage.
Yeah, Eternal Courage. Oh, that's amazing. Eternal Courage is actually inspired heavily by animes like Sword Art Online. Well, the author had said that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know it may not. There may not be a direct connect.
Yeah.
But the author is really into anime, and that's what inspired him to write it like that.
It actually was really good. I actually really enjoyed it.
By the way, for the listeners, we're talking about this book called Eternal Courage, and it's written on an app called Wattpad, which is an app that you can write and read you can write stories or poems or whatever writings.
It's for the independent...
Whatever literature you want to put onto this app, and people can read it from all over the world.
Yeah, it's an independent writing source where you can write and read other people's stuff. They have award shows like Eternal Courage won 2013 or 14
Waddy Award.
Waddy Award for best action. It was really. I read the first one and then half of the second one. I haven't been able to keep up, but I loved it. The first one caught me I was so in love with the book. Yeah. But I love how it was connected to anime. Like the author said that it was really their inspiration with anime.
You can really see it if you read it. You can really see the inspiration and how it's connected to. It at least feels like an anime to me when I read it. I watch it in my head as an anime.
I have a problem with that. Anything I read for some reason translates into an anime episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Episode or a movie. I was reading a book called Color Worlds, and for some reason every character was
anime.
Something anime. So, anyways, so yeah, with My Hero Academia, it's really, if you think about it, pretty much they want a mentor, right? Well, so does Naruto. He's always looking for a new sensei, always looking for a new sensei, someone to train him, someone to make him stronger. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good shonen.
I do too. It's there's a lot of potential in there, and a lot of good characters so far that have been fleshed out to have actual reasons for what they're doing, and the relationships they're making between the characters are really, really interesting.
Yeah. With these animes we talk about, what are some that you've watched that are actually surprising you, that are continuing, or they're actually good? Because one that caught me off guard was Twin Star Exorcist. continuation of it.
Okay, so yeah, I started that from the beginning. I watched all the way, week by week, up to episode 25. I thought 25 was the end, so I stopped watching it. And then, come to find out...
They're like on episode, like, 55
yeah,
I
got to, like... it's been about almost a year since it was first released.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm watching it week by week as I'm going, like, after work, I'd watch it. And then I go on Crunchyroll not that long ago and look to see if they have, like, a new season. But no, it's not a new season. They continued from episode 25. They're on, like, 48 or somewhere in the 50s. I'm not sure. But holy crap. I was like, what? I thought this stopped because they did stop for, like, 3 weeks. And I was like, okay, well, I guess it's done. But then they must have continued it again because, yeah, Twin Star Exorcist, man, I got hooked to that so quick.
So what is this Twin Star? What's it about? I've never
All
heard
right,
of it.
so it is about these people that call themselves exorcists. They go into this other dimension. Don't remember what it's called. It starts with an M.
Just letting you know, it's on episode 50.
50.
50. And with it, it's a 3.8 out of 5 out of what fans are rating it.
It's a good one. But they go into this other dimension. I don't remember what it's called. But they have to exorcise these creatures before they consume humans. So there's these people that are called exorcists that have this special ability to go into this dimension and get rid of them. So this boy, the two main characters, it's been so long since I've seen it, I don't remember their name, but both of them have to work together as the Twin Star Exorcists because they have...
They're like the chosen ones?
The prophecy is that the Twin Star Exorcists will have a baby that will completely save humanity. It'll completely annihilate this other dimension.
Talk about an arranged marriage.
Right? So the two have to work together. They don't have a choice. And they end up becoming a lot more powerful between the two of them. And it turns out that the person that they are fighting is the girl's younger brother, or older brother. It's the girl's older brother and the boy's previous best friend. So the boy went to this academy with the bad guy,
yeah.
And this bad guy ended up doing this ritual that killed everybody in the academy. Well, it didn't kill them.
Those two.
It turned them into these human consuming creatures. The ritual did.
So that's why the exorcists exist.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the boy, the hero of the story, has to end up killing his classmates because he doesn't know how. There's no way to transform him back. I mean, well, there is now. They figured out how to do it, but he ends up having to kill his class, and it stops him from being an exorcist for like 3 years. He stops being an exorcist because he had to kill his class. And this girl thought that this boy was had killed her brother as well, so she didn't like him for a while. But then, anyway, I'm explaining the whole story.
Yeah,
the gist of the story is these two have to work together to stop this boy from taking over.
Okay, that's no. It definitely sounds.
The two of them,
awesome.
the two of them have to make a baby.
Yeah.
That's the gist of it.
But they're only 15.
Moral of the story: start when you're young, kids.
Well, I just looked up. It has been stopped. The series stopped. The last episode was on March 29th. So I think they stopped for now. But they might come back out. I don't know.
I don't know. I gotta continue watching it and find out.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not as far as him. I'm almost done with that first part, but
It's really good.
yeah, I actually love it a lot. So with like all this, are there any seasons that you're excited to see?
Hell yeah.
Any upcoming things that you're wanting from the shows that you've watched? Like for you've watched a few animes. Is there any that you want to see, Tui?
I'm not like I don't know much about the behind the scenes of anime, and so I don't know which animes have been declared to be confirmed or not confirmed, but like anime like No Game No Life, I would kill to have more from that.
Right?
Anything.
It is so good.
Anything, please.
Yes.
Anything.
I know it might be a little it was really popular, and maybe some hardcore anime fans didn't really like it, but I really want another season from One Punch Man.
That's actually been confirmed.
That has been confirmed.
That has been confirmed. I don't know when it's going to start. Maybe, I think, in the fall or the summer, but they have confirmed a season 2. So that's going to happen. And the reason why I think the creator made it, I don't remember exactly how he said it, but he said he just made a nonsense anime.
Yeah, well, it's an anime that pokes fun in the best way, in my opinion, at the animes that take, or shows in general, that just take their main character way too seriously. Because, I mean, this is a character who doesn't need to progress, he doesn't need to get stronger, he just needs to figure himself out. He's trying to become a hero in a society of heroes where he's potentially the strongest one there, but no one's accepting him, and I think that's where the real progression comes through, is like the social interaction and how
Pretty much the whole time he's trying to find an opponent that he can actually fight.
Yeah, because everyone just goes down so easily.
One punch.
Yeah. But I think the real quality in the show is in like the comic relief and how he goes throughout the fights without just completely decimating his opponents.
Yeah, I found the show interesting. Like, my favorite part, I think, was the workout. Like, when they're all doing that, like, those exercises and, like, those tests. And everyone's like, oh, he's so weak. And then he, like, outbeats everyone by, like, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Like, jumps up to the ceiling and puts his head through the ceiling.
Yeah. I think the best part is that they acknowledge how ridiculous it is.
It is. It's
and-
extremely ridiculous.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. And that's why I want to see another season. Because the first season... the first season's always the intro season where you find out about the world. And then the second season is where they can dive deep into the world and tell you about it and tell you why you should keep watching and why it's so interesting.
Yeah. That actually makes me think of one anime that I actually wanted to see a season 2, but I'm hoping it ever comes out. High School of the Dead. It's the manga just came back off hiatus. Is that right?
Yep, the manga just barely came back off a hiatus.
Yeah, so I'm hoping they start like producing episodes in the next while, because that's really something I really want to watch, because I watched that 16, 17 years old, and it was really good. Like, I loved it. I watched it all dubbed, so I tried to go back to sub, and it won't work.
Yeah, it's been...
I love the High School of the Dead. I love it.
Yeah, that one had its moments of funny, had its moments of seriousness, and it had its fan service. You can't deny it.
It's all fan service.
Yeah. Zombies.
Panty shot. Naked ladies. Panty shot. That's all.
Zombies, and more zombies.
The best scenic boob shot known to anime is when the bullet slides between...
Yeah, that's like what?
Slides between.
It is the peak of fan service.
And that is the peak of going, what the fuck?
Makes it through Psycho's lovely breast line.
Yes, and like physics, where you realize that boobs can move differently.
Obviously, I can't wait for High School DxD Season 4.
Yeah.
Which has been confirmed for 2018 release.
That's over 9 months
Too
away.
long,
at least.
too far away, but it's so good, so worth the wait. It's so good.
Yeah.
Also, I know it'll never happen, but I wish they would come out with the Rosario Vampire Season 3, just because I love how powerful he becomes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Season 3.
In the manga, he becomes so freaking powerful.
Yeah.
Because of that vampire blood.
Oh my gosh. When they stopped after season 2, I'm like, no. Continue.
He becomes more
Where's,
powerful.
where is the fun in this?
He becomes more powerful than Mocha in her vampire state.
Yeah, but then both of them want to fuck him, so you know. It's just, that's what happens. Like, I'm going to get weak, but yeah, I want to have sex with you. Okay.
Wow.
I like Skune.
Skune.
Mocha.
No, we're not going down that path. That path is dark, and dark.
Okay, so since we're on that subject, who is your favorite character in Rosario Vampire? Sorry, I just have to know.
Oh, God. Crap. What's her name? Ice Bitch.
Ice Bitch! Yes! I don't know her
Her
name,
name,
but I will
bro.
always know her as Ice Bitch.
Everyone that I talk to on like otaku groups and everything say Ice Bitch. Yes. Okay, we're good. We're solid. We understand each other. The Stalker. That's her other nickname I'm getting. The Stalker.
I actually I have seen the first season of Rosario Vampire, but I didn't watch it past that. So
Yeah, you're missing
I
out,
know
bro.
a little bit, but yeah, I definitely gonna have to go back and
But
watch
Vampire
it.
blood the vampire bites finally starts affecting Skune. And in the,
That's
in,
funny,
in the freaking manga, he,
Woo.
oh shit.
Yeah,
He
but
becomes more powerful
but
than
here's
Mocha.
the thing.
He becomes more powerful than Mocha's father.
yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
that love, man. It's just the power of love.
The power of friendship.
Let's not talk about that friendship crap because that just brings up
Soul Eater.
Yes,
That just brings up Soul Eater. I
Friendship.
loved Soul Eater until the last episode.
You thought Soul and No, what was her name?
What is her name?
I want to say Mako. I
Maka.
have no idea.
Ma-
I don't know.
Maka
It's
sounds.
been a long time.
Maka sounds familiar.
It,
If you want to leave a comment and tell us what the name is, because we always screw it up every time we talk to each other. Please leave a comment on that. But yeah,
friendship is power.
we thought it was
That's what
gonna.
it
We
is.
thought we were gonna be a romantic thing. It's like, oh, they're gonna get together. My friends are my power. Cut the black. What the hell is this? I just wasted 2.5 to 3 weeks of my life watching Friendship is Power. I'm done. I'm sorry. I have not touched that series since.
Nope.
And it was so good. It was like it had its dark moments, it had its comedy, and it was really good. But once you end it like that, you better have a good explanation why you end it as Friendship is Power.
Alright. So, I think it's about time to wrap up. So, I just want to ask. I want you to give a suggestion. One thing that you absolutely love watching. Just give a suggestion
Yes.
to our viewers. Something to watch.
Something to watch.
Each person.
Let's start with the guest. I'm gonna let the guest start because we want to hear his opinion.
All right,
So
yeah.
tell us the genre and then the anime. And then just give
Um,
us a brief description.
I don't know that I could name the genre of it. I guess it would be kind of an action-y one, but Date Alive is really...
It's a rom-com.
Yeah, okay, so it's a rom-com, and it's about this boy that is contacted by this agency that... Well, okay, first, they live in a world, it's basically like the modern world, except spirits have entered this world. And every time a spirit enters the world, a spatial quake happens. And the first spatial quake that ever happened killed 1.5 million people. And so now the spirits are seen as a hostile entity. And so the regular governments they have set up these companies to fight and kill the spirits, of course, so that the spatial quakes stop happening. But the main character, forgive me, I forget his name, he is picked up by this different agency, and they're trying to get the spirits to stop fighting by making them fall in love with this guy. And then, of course, they won't try to destroy this world because they're in love with this guy. Yeah, it's really awesome. I have a personal bias for it. I don't know why. It just kind of gets me. I don't know.
Just a little heads up, that one is also a fan service, just so you know.
Yeah. What about you, Ben? What would you give?
I am going to give a rom-com, and it's going to be from one of my personal favorites, Nisekoi.
Yeah.
It has 2 seasons right now, and the main gist of the story is the main character, forgive me, I forget his name, is trying to figure out who this locket, or who unlocks his locket. He has a locket around his neck. There are 3 candidates that could possibly unlock this locket. There's Chitoge, I think is her name, who belongs to the U.S. Mafia. There's, I don't remember the other 2 girls' names, but one of them is his childhood best friend, and the other one is a girl whose father is a police chief, and he is the heir of the Yakuza, the Japanese gang.
Okay.
Wow,
So
yeah, that's pretty heavy.
There
So-
we go.
In the story, pretty much he's trying to figure out who this belongs to. The 3 girls have the key. He doesn't know who unlocks it. And in the story, Chitoge, the girl who belongs to the U.S. Mafia, has to fake date this boy who belongs to the Japanese Yakuza so that the 2 families won't fight. So, yeah, the whole gist of the story is he's trying to figure out who unlocks the locket, and he has to pretend date this girl. But he is madly in love with his childhood best friend. So it's a very complicated, long love, not even a triangle, because there's even a 3rd girl. So
It's a square.
it's a freaking harem. But it's good.
Yeah. The one I want to recommend, it's sad. It's a sad one. But it gets to your heart. Your Lie in April.
That's a romance.
Yeah, romance, and it really hits the soul. It's about this kid. We're all forgetting names today. I don't even know why we're all forgetting names. But this kid, he's a prodigy for music. His mother, when he was young, taught him how to play the piano. And people were calling him the metronome, the one who played it by the sheet music and played it perfectly. And due to that, as it was happening, his mother got sick, and he was like, he was thinking if he played, his mother would get better. But in the reality, his mother passed away, and due to that, he was after some time after she passed away, like a few weeks after, he was in a performance and he stopped hearing his own music. He couldn't play. He was so traumatized by that, and because of it, he started to stray away from the piano. And it's about 2 years after when you see the show more, and this girl that he meets asks him to do accompany her piece with the piano, and he's like, I can't do it, and all this stuff, but this girl keeps pushing him, and finally he does it. He plays it, but he's having the tough time like trying to play it. So the whole story of it is this boy trying to overcome his inability to hear his own music, to grow it back, and he's finding it through this girl that he meets. So yeah.
Great movie if you want, or great anime if you want to cry, by the way.
Oh yeah, the last few episodes, they're just tearjerkers. We're gonna be honest with that. The last like 5 or 6 episodes are such tearjerkers. But yeah, I think it's time we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you, Tui, for coming out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So I'm Eli,
Ben,
And Tui.
signing off. Have a good one, and please leave a comment, and please leave comments. We want to hear from you guys.
we definitely want to hear anime suggestions you want us to watch, ones you want us to review, anything. I mean, we want to hear it.
Yeah, so thanks guys. Have a good rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon.